Empath. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
I'm Z Garcia.
Welcome to Board Game Smorgasbord, and we are glad you're here. We have a lot of things to go over today, so we're going to jump right into it with some thank yous. We want to say thank you to some of our Kickstarter backers from last year. We want to say thank you to Scott Weitz, to Jacob Stein, to John Nobori, to Marcus Brisman.
Marcus Brisman, I know Marcus Brisman. He is the official secretary of the Sporadically Bored podcast.
To Rebecca Day, to Ian Doyle, to Fabian Heiser, I might be mispronouncing that, Angela Fortunato, Johan Svanborg, and to Jake Lowe from Singapore.
Nice. Thank you.
You guys for sponsoring us, backing us, and if you like that, we're going to be saying their names more as time goes by, but also you can get your name on that list in our upcoming Dice Tower Kickstarter, which launches Monday.
Shh. News, Tom.
Well, I know, I'm mentioning it twice, Mike. I'm mentioning it twice.
He's giving you a sneak peek of the news today, folks.
Mike.
Spoiler.
Also,
Sorry.
Also, we have a contest. I'm
Yes.
looking for my glasses. Here they are. All right.
Okay.
Happy New Year, it says, first of all. Today's episode is sponsored by Bezier Games, and we have a contest for a game called Silver. Silver is a game that's going to let you interact with your cards and your opponent's cards, trying to get a nice display in front of you. And the reason I mention that is because the question that you need to answer to win a copy of this is what cards allow you to interact with opponent's cards? Now, to answer this question, email us at the information below at contest@dicetower.com. In the subject, put the word empath. Is empath the...
Is that the actual card? Can you play an empath card?
Who knows? Anyhow, one lucky winner from the U.S. is going to win a copy of that. Also, notice behind me we got Sink or Swim, the cooperative synchronized swimming game. So check all these games out from Bezier Games. All right, so.
You did it.
That's
You did.
contest.
And one of our shout-outs is in the chat as well.
Who? Angela Fortunato.
That's
Hi.
right.
I think Angela's coming on the cruise, maybe.
But he caught himself and said it right the second time. What did you say the first time?
Anyway, let's not get caught up in the details. Dice Tower Cruise is coming up in a week, so we're excited. Or is it a week? It is. It's like a week and a half.
Pretty close,
Gosh,
yeah.
Tom. It's just hit after hit.
So if you're feeling bad not going on the cruise, that's fine. But you can still sign up for Dice Tower East and Dice Tower West. Check out those pages respectively. And if you want to come to the Dice Tower Retreat, you better put January 25th noon on your thing because those tickets will sell out. You want to
Set an alarm, folks.
There's websites for all those, by the way. DicetowerWest.com, DicetowerEast.com, and DicetowerRetreat.com. And Eric Morin gave us a super chat.
Thank you,
Said,
thank you.
Good morning.
Wow. This Thursday is starting off gangbusters, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not
It's
starting off
popping.
gangbusters. I was moving this morning.
Well.
I was less... It's been a long morning already.
You did it. Look at you. You're healthy. You're strong. You're like an ox.
Vibrant, I would say.
I felt bad because I was at church last night, and the guy said, I would offer to help you move, but I'm 49. I was like, I'm 46. What are you...
But the next 3 years, Tom, things are really going to go downhill for you.
I was going to bake you a
Ask
tray of
Mike.
cookies, but then I figured, why bother?
All right, let's talk about Dice Tower News. Facebook group about it. All right, so here we go. First of all, our weekly zombie side news. That's
Yeah.
not true, but it's starting to feel like
Pretty
it.
close. Ooh,
What do we
look at
got
that
this
dragon.
time?
Look at that dragon. Yes.
What
What dragon?
What is that?
He's talking about the Dice Tower dragon.
Look at that dragon.
This is
Oh,
Yes.
snap. That's the news?
that's coming in our upcoming Dice Tower Kickstarter.
Oh, setting fire to Batman. No.
All right, so CMON is releasing 5. They're just zombie siding it up. So they just released. They just did the. What they
was
just did?
Eddie?
Iron Maiden. They did all the
Iron Maiden.
Eddie, right?
Which is great.
Well, now they're adding Dark Knight's metal packs. So this comes from Batman. This one's actually, for me, this makes a little bit more thematic sense.
Sure.
You have Batman fighting zombies, I suppose. But anyway, there's 5 packs. So here we go. Pack 1 has Batman and the Batman Who Laughs,
Okay.
which is essentially
Joker Batman.
Joker
Batman, yep.
Okay. With 6 miniatures, 6 ID cards, and 24 mini cards. That's a lot of
Okay.
stuff.
This is all
is.
for Zombicide 2nd edition, by
Correct.
the way,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
Pack 2 comes with the Merciless and the Murder Machine.
Oh.
I don't know who the murder machine is.
That's what
but I'm in.
Scooby-Doo wrote in The Murder Machine.
Oh,
am I
you're right.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I'd have murdered you, too, if it wasn't for these meddling kids.
Pack 3 has the Red Death Flash and the Drowned.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, what was the first cat?
Red Death
the
Flash.
Red Death Flash. The next one has the Devastator and the Dawnbreaker. But the last one is my favorite.
Devastator. Isn't that the guy from Spawn?
I think it is, right?
No, that's a Violator. I think it's his name.
That's the clown, dude.
That clown, yeah, go ahead.
All right, then the last one is a solo miniature pack featuring the Batman who frags.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's so dumb.
I love it.
What?
All right.
Better be holding like a rocket launcher, grenade tosser, or something.
BFG, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's fantastic.
So,
Oh, my goodness.
dorky. I love it.
All those packs are going to cost $25, so if you want them all, it's a cool $125.
Really? Yeah, but 25, and you're saying there's 6 minis in a pack? That seems pretty reasonable,
One
actually.
of them, the last one, the Batman who frags, has one.
Right, but it's probably going to be this huge, massive miniature.
No,
right?
yeah, it comes with, I don't know, it doesn't say them in miniatures, but it has
All right.
12 mini cards.
Okay.
That might be a boss or something. Who
Could
knows?
be, yeah.
That sounds very cool.
does.
Yeah, that's neat.
All right. Dream Quest. This is coming to the U.S. through Asmodee, but it's from Space Cow.
Okay.
Space Cow is the kids section of Space Cowboy. There's no boys, just cows.
Just cows.
All right. Anyway, it's a parent-child cooperative game where you're working together to overcome challenges and complete quests in a fantasy world. The parent is the familiar, and the child is the dreamer.
Yeah, it's interesting. A 2-player only cooperative game.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of,
I like that
Fox in the
concept, right?
Forest, duet maybe,
is over like
Codenames, duet. That's about
if
it.
it has the word duet in it,
Right.
yes. Otherwise, no, you're not allowed.
Yeah.
So this better be called Dream Quest Duet.
And it's kind of that whole thing of, one's supposed to be a parent or maybe an adult, and a child could be an aunt or an uncle, I'm sure, or
Right.
whatever. But yeah, it's an interesting
I
idea.
like this. I'm going to definitely play it with my son. It says here, there's an illustrated book. You put stickers in it to record the adventure, and also a website where you can upload photographs.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you can print them, like a print or digital book that shows your adventure.
That's a neat idea.
The game's 2 players, plays 30 to 60 minutes. I don't know if you can keep playing it or not. I'm not sure. So,
Very
25
pretty.
bucks.
Yeah, very pretty.
Is the next game $25?
Let's see.
I don't know. Z already owns this game.
I?
That's what Mike told me. The next game is Velo Nimo.
This one is, it's hard because I want to say Velomino for some reason, but it's Velo Nimo or,
Velo Nimo.
I don't know. Do you know the pronunciation of it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a card shedding game
yeah.
from Bruno Catala.
Yeah.
Right. And it was a French publisher, but 25th Century is bringing it over. Like they've been doing with a lot of these games. They
Yeah,
did that
they
with the
did.
Lumberjack Studio games.
Right. Which is another very small French.
Can we say that 25th Century is now the worthy successor to Rio Grande? I really feel like
It sure
that.
seems like it, although they seem to be
interesting.
bringing smaller games, which I kind of like. They're bringing over this, they're bringing,
That's true, but what I'm saying is they also don't have any strong
Although they're also-
single identity. Like all
Yeah.
their games, like
they're doing the new Raw, though. I mean, so they're doing big stuff, too. Yeah, they're
Yeah. This is a neat little game. Again, very small package here. Card shedding. It's supposed to have a cycling theme, and you are playing sets of cards. The idea being that it's been a little bit. Help
they're
me
larger
remember
number
here.
cards. Like everyone has 1 to 9s, but then there's also some larger number cards. You're trying to get in between them or something like that.
You're trying to play a higher group.
Yeah.
But I think it's like the highest number or the lowest number you played. Mm-hmm. So if I played, and it can be anything, like a 2, a 5, and a 9.
Yeah.
That total is the lowest number, but also 10 per card. So that would be a 32.
Right, that's right. It was something along those lines.
So I played 32 by playing those.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's fun. It's a fun little card game. We played it. I reviewed it, like we said. So.
all right. Now we have a game from Indian publisher KO Games called Panchayat. Maybe this is
Yeah, it's hard to pronounce,
It's a
yeah.
1 to 4 player game. The word comes from a Sanskrit word that means a collection of 5. So in ancient times, a group of 5 elderly people collectively made decisions for the village. So
Okay.
you're taking on one of those, and you're going to try to make the best village. You're
Okay.
choosing 2 tiles, putting those tiles, scoring points on your village board. I like that cover a lot. It's a
love
nice,
that cover.
I love
like
the
a
cover.
peaceful. That cover like calms me down.
It's got like a graphic novel vibe to it almost. I
does.
really like that look. And we've talked about this a bit here recently, but there was a nice contingent of Indian publishing at Essen, and they were really pleasant to talk to them. And they were talking about, this one particular publisher was talking about how board gaming is exploding in India. And it's, you know, so I'm just so excited to see the approach to game design at different parts around the world. There are a lot of things that are universal, but you do see some specific little cultural things that come through that I love. You know, so I'm excited to seeing this.
I think this looks fantastic. I would play this right now. It's a great, interesting sounding game.
Yep.
All right, another great cover here, Flow. Now, this is from Henry Audubon, who is the designer of Parks. That's probably what he's best known of.
Yeah.
Then the publisher is Pika Games, which is from Fantasia Games. That's Fantasia the...
Fantasia is a new publisher that did Endless Winter, Paleo Americans, and Unconscious Mind. And I guess this is an imprint.
These are the animals from Endless Winter.
Yeah, kind of.
This is, I think, supposed to be a sort of a lighter games offshoot.
Right. I think it's like, not the big grandiose, games that they're going to be normally doing, but like a lighter one. Andrew Bosley art, one of the coolest looking covers I've seen in a while. So I'm excited.
This is interesting, though. So on your turn, you're taking actions by drawing tiles from a bag or throwing tiles back in the bag. And the tiles that you pull give you actions. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. Is it a bag building game? It's a shared bag, though. So no.
That's interesting. Does it say if it's going to a crowdfunding or is it going directly to retail? Does it say one or the other?
It says nothing, but it says coming in 2023.
I bet it's coming to retail. I bet that's going to be the other difference.
Yeah, I think they're kickstarting or crowdfunding. However, they're big ones.
Yeah.
Fantasia games. I think this Pika line is just coming out.
I think you're right.
That's a gorgeous looking cover.
It really is.
Wow.
We're going to have to do 25 best covers of all time again.
You're not kidding. Right. They just keep coming.
Goblin Vaults. This is from Thunderworks Games. This is set in their not legally distinct universe. That's not D&D.
But it is role player. It's the role player universe.
In the dark corners of the prison, which is the...
Lockup,
right? You are playing a game of Goblin Vaults and Secrets. So this is a game within a game. So it's a little card game. Mm-hmm. You have it's 1 to 5 players. It's coming February 28th. That's pretty cool. I like stuff from Thunderworks, so I'm always glad to see this.
Yep.
Oh wait.
Yes.
I knew about this game.
We have it here. Yes.
I forgot about that.
I didn't know if you were specifically not saying that we have it here.
I just forgot we had it.
Yeah.
That's right.
We have it. I did a little unboxing already, so I don't think it's gone up yet, but.
Yes. Talk to me afterwards about that. There's an embargo date on it.
Fantastic.
All right.
I have an unboxing that's not going up, although it's already been scheduled.
All right. Hooky. Hooky, the thing that Z did back in school days.
Yes.
Is that
School? What's that?
Is that even a word anymore?
I don't think kids use it.
Now just calling skipping school, right?
Skipping school or, skipping.
Skipping. Playing hooky.
Playing hooky is
very old-fashioned.
It's definitely, I leave
also,
it to
you can't, it's today, for skipping school or playing hooky, you cannot, like there's not people going through stores catching you because there's so many homeschooled.
Yeah.
People go to so many different schools. You never know. Like if you see a kid in the store, you're not like they should be in school. You have no idea. That's not a thing anymore.
I guess. I still think that, but I guess you're right.
When I was a kid, we were homeschooled, and there was definite times where my mom would be like, we're going shopping, and then people were like, why aren't these kids in school? Nowadays, that doesn't happen.
Well, see, I think that about everybody, though. When I'm in a store and I'm trying to get something done, I'm like, who are all these people? Don't they have lives? Why are they in my way? Why are they in front of me in line?
Okay, I don't know where...
I want my sandwich at Publix. Why are you here? Don't you have something better to do?
Anyway, Hooky is a 3 to 5 player game from James Miller. James Miller, a friend of mine, actually, a really, really nice guy, passed away in 2020. So this was the game that he had. They're publishing this, and I find it to be great.
Yeah.
So there are 26 kids that should be in classes. 3 are off playing hooky, and you're trying to figure out what 3 kids are missing? What are you, a dumb teacher?
Well...
There are some children off in the playground who are late getting to their homerooms, and you're trying to learn their identities as they straggle in.
Okay.
It's a deduction game. I'm great with that. I don't really care about the theme. If it's deduction, I'm all on board this.
I do like that
it could lead to some funny stuff. Some just silly banter about the kids.
Here's another thing, though. This this game is going to benefit a long-standing organization that provides, I'm assuming that's what that Friends of Asima is on there, high-quality education, medical care to some of the world's poorest children living in the slum streets and tribal region in Mumbai, India.
Okay.
So keep
great,
that in mind. If you're backing this, that's where the profits are going.
That's fantastic.
Good, good.
All right, Seas of Strife. This is from Rio Grande. It is a reprint of Texas Showdown, which was a reprint of Strife. Okay, so the first Strife box was made by someone who hates covers. Texas Showdown looks a little better. It looks like a typical Amigo box cover.
Yeah, the Texas Showdown was like a hot little indie there for for a couple years.
Bit. Yeah, yeah.
It came out from Amigo. It was like a darling.
Yeah.
People were trying to get a copy of it for a while.
Right.
Mike is about to criticize this cover, which I like. I'm so confused why you don't like this cover.
I think it's okay. I think it's I don't know if it is the best of the three. I kind of get the feeling.
Why don't you like that?
I think it's fine. Well, first of all, I can't see it very well. Let me look on your screen. It's not bad. I don't know. For some reason, it's not it's not grabbing me. I almost prefer the Texas Showdown one because I think it's a better kind of a feel for what the game is. But who knows? Who knows?
Anyway, it's a trick-taking game.
Yeah.
So, didn't we have Texas Showdown at some point here?
Maybe. Yeah.
Do we not still have it in the library? Even?
We might.
We might have it in the
library.
Not in the in the card box.
Why would I have kept that game?
I don't know. It was hot for a while, like he was saying.
Yeah.
That would be a surprise to me, but all right.
Yeah, who knows?
That Texas, I'm sorry, that Caesar Strife box looks like it might be a bigger box. I know that seems weird because I don't really, and obviously the image is actually bigger on the screen, but doesn't it look like it might be a bigger box? I hope it's not. It does not need to be a bigger box.
No, it has the appearance, but you're right. It might just be a small box with that image, but it looks like it should be in an Aaliyah-sized box almost.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get from that. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then Vital Lacerda and Ian O'Toole make another game called Inventions.
That dynamic duo, I'm telling
Evolution
you.
of Ideas. This is going to be Kickstarted, or it says crowdfunded, I'm assuming Kickstarted. It won't come out till 2024, though.
Sure. So it looks like they're pretty much on a yearly schedule at this point, right?
I don't know, though. They just released Weather Machine last year. Unless...
No, the Weather Machine came this year.
In 2023. Oh, it's all in 5 days.
All right, you're right. So yeah, I don't know, but it seems to be about that.
Or maybe they already kickstarted another one, and I'm just missing it.
After Weather Machine?
Did that. Well, is that bot?
They did that little
the bot factory?
The easy ones.
Yeah, I don't remember if that one was Kickstarter.
I got to be honest. I was really excited about Weather Machine, and when our resident heavy gamers said it was too dry, I'm now out for this one.
My gaming tastes right now are skewing much lighter, so I've had less of an interest. I have played Lacerda games that I've enjoyed. I've played some that I haven't enjoyed. I'll tell you the truth, for some reason On Mars was the game that was I was the first one I was like, you know what? This just looks like too much for me. I don't even know that I want to try it. So who knows? I do like this theme.
I don't like this cover.
Really?
I love the cover.
Wow.
I love the cover.
Stunning cover.
I don't like it.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of that old-timey look on purpose, of course.
Yeah.
It feels
I'm
like
not saying it's a bad
piece.
cover. I'm just saying I don't really like it.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do love
So
it.
was Weather Machine, though. To
I
be
agree.
Fair. I thought that was a stunning
I thought Weather
cover.
Machine was amazing cover, but yeah. All right. Okay, so Schmidt, they're a German publisher.
Schmidt Spiel.
We got a lot of Schmidt Spiel in the news.
All right, so they announced a couple games. We're going to kind of blow through these just because we don't know a lot about them. We got Cafe Del Gato. We also don't know if or how these are coming to America.
Cat Cafe.
Cat Cafe, where there's a cat serving drinks because, oh my word, who cares if they're cats? It's so dumb. It could have been any cafe.
Mike will be interested this way.
Nah, not so much. That one's not very
Mike
exciting
has
to me.
cats. He doesn't want cats serving his drinks.
This is right.
Here,
They're
no, thank you.
yeah, they don't give you what you ask for.
Have your cats ever presented you with a dead rodent yet as a gift?
Dead lizard.
They present it to you? Mm-hmm.
Well, no, these cats are feral, so they don't really want to give it to me. They want to decimate it, play with it, and then maybe just leave the severed remains around the house. I had other cats that would kill it and then bring it to you as like a gift or a tribute or a look what I did. These cats are too busy ripping it to shreds.
Okay, anyway, this is
So sweet.
The game itself
You
looks
don't think about
interesting.
it.
I just think that the whole anthropomorphic cat thing is weird. But
Yeah.
Give me more cats.
Speaking of weird looking covers, we got Cool Klotzy, Cool Blocks,
Yeah.
This is where you're building sculptures and people are trying to guess what you've created. I'm a little worried about that. It feels a little, this reminds me of them from looks is that J. Cormier game.
With the blocks?
What game was that? That's from Pretzel Games.
Junk art?
Yeah, Junk Art.
Oh, that one. Sorry. Yes. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry, Ben. I know it was a co-design.
Yeah.
But anyway, this looks okay, but
This
I'm a little
looks
concerned.
okay.
There's only so many games where you're building a shape that's on the board with the stuff.
And again,
people guess it.
I'm assuming it's one of those don't let people guess too early, but don't guess too late kind
Yeah, I
of
bet
things. It
you're
might be
right.
a Dixit meets stacking.
Yep.
Also, that's not a cat. It's some kind of cow.
That's a cow, right?
Is it a donkey?
Oh, boy. You just said the magic word.
If it's a donkey, I'm all about cool cars.
Donkeys are very in right now in board gaming.
Donkeys are the animal of the year.
3 out of every 4 games at Essen last year was a donkey game.
Knock Maul Deluxe is our next game. This is from the brand, some of the best designers.
Yeah.
It plays the same as the original Knock Maul, but it's 1 to 4 instead of 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Has erasable player boards, as every roll and write should. At
Should
this
have,
point.
yes.
And a dice tower in the box bottom, 10 out of 10.
I do love that. I remember liking Knock Maul though for what it was. It's a fun one of the earlier roll and write games I played. I think
This had is it this one I'm thinking of? That had like a spin-off type game that I thought was better. I thought was much better. But this is good. And again, dry erase boards. Yes, absolutely.
And
It
the
is weird that
brands.
they went down to 4 of them though.
Yeah, it is. You said this was the brands, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that they have one of the widest design pedigrees.
It's either them or Cavato.
Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason.
They are the two most. I've never seen people who can have this spread like that.
Yeah.
All right. The children's brand from Schmidt Spiel is Dry Bezier Spiel, and I was telling Mike, if I see this company make a kids game, I assume it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love their kids games. They're so unique and cool. Like, look at this one. You're like the star. One person has a magic button that magnetically holds the star to keep it from falling. So that star is like being held in midair.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
By a magnet. That's just a cool concept, and kids will like that. Their games often have cool things like that.
Yeah. And they've got a very unique look and feel to them. You know what I mean? I really like that look.
Mike is excited because we have an expansion coming from Millie Fury. I'm a little less excited about this expansion, if only not for a negative thing, just because I think Millie Fury feels like a complete, solid, wonderful game.
I agree with you. Here's the one thing, that if this expansion makes the 2-player game better, then I think that makes it worth it all on its own. Because that's one of the issues that Millie Fury was.
Do you suspect it will?
I suspect it might, because it's been brought up as a, hey, they've even come out with some like unofficial variants to tighten the board a little bit. This was in my top 10 games of the year. I love Millie Fury. I never played it 2-player, so I didn't have that issue, but I read enough about it. I don't know if this addresses that at all, but that would be a good reason to have one. But he doesn't do a lot of expansion stuff, so it shows the game.
He doesn't do a lot of good. I was about to say good. He doesn't do a lot of games either.
No, not at all.
Dang, that was cold.
No, we're kidding, Reiner Knizia.
Reiner Knizia is about to come for you, for your kingdom.
Remember, he came at you hard.
I'm excited about this next one. New Eden. This is from Benjamin Schwer, who did 2 games I really like, Crown of Amara and Hadara. I love both of those games.
This looks
really
heavier.
Like Hadara. 1 to 4 player coming out in March. It's the year 2442, and Earth is facing complete destruction.
Yes.
No,
I'm in like Flynn. What else?
I just say I don't care because we won't be around at 2442.
No, that's right.
My kids, my kids
think
won't
of
be
the
around
future.
either.
Their kids will.
I don't like those kids.
Out of sight, out of
Kids are
mind.
misbehaved. They are playing hooky
They're all
when they
playing
shouldn't
hooky.
be.
Anyhow.
Okay, what else? Okay, so it's the future. Things are messed
You're
up.
building
I love
New
it.
Eden
Yes.
with a main dome standing on a white smoker. That's a spring at the bottom of the sea. Hot water comes up at 300 degrees Celsius.
Okay, right. It's hot.
That's hot.
Woo! Is that even water at that point?
Yeah, it's called
Oh, wait.
steam.
Vapor.
How can water be 300 degrees Celsius? At 100, it's boiling.
Yeah, but it's still water as soon as it steam.
I guess that's true. If it can't go anywhere, it would have to stay in water form. It's all, I don't know. Someone's going to run
They
a really
need to
long
have
side.
oxygen?
Is that right? If you compress water but heat it up, it can't.
Yeah.
It can't become steam, right?
Yeah.
It can't evaporate.
It cannot.
The boiling point is different depending on the pressure, I think.
Oh, that's right, says Roy. The boiling point is different depending on the pressure. See, this is why I should have listened more in chemistry.
Playing hooky. Okay, so new eating is
Anyway,
coming
there's
out.
3
I'm all
rounds.
about
You're
it.
going to put out some module cards. You'll buy these cards using oxygen. You know what? There's a lot of stuff. I'm not going to read all of it, but there's bidding involved here.
They do like
And
bidding.
it says after 3 rounds, if your level of damage exceeds the meter on your board, you score no endgame points.
You got.
I like that.
Only the points. It does look like a fairly complex
It does.
game, but I'm kind of in on this one.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Still in Schmidt, we got Chaos in Gotham City. This is a trick-taking game.
From the same designer as that last game.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes.
Now, me and Mike were talking, and I'm wondering if this one will come to America by anybody because, you know, licenses always mess things up.
Sure. But yeah, a
This is
trick-taking
not-
Batman game.
I'll tell you, like again, first impression, I haven't seen these news yet. I do not like the look of this.
Sure, it has a very
font
kind of
is terrible.
Yeah.
It's a bad call on that font.
On the cover?
Yeah,
That's a comic font.
I hate it. They could have
looks
gone for
kinda
something
cheap.
a little less.
I'm worried,
cheap,
like Mike
yeah.
pointed out, there's a decent amount of text on those cards.
Yeah, and that text is in German. So clearly, Schmidt is a German company. Like Tom said, IP reasons, not language independent. I do wonder if this is coming to English, to an English version.
Yeah. Okay. It's good to see 2 games coming out from that designer. Though.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
Hadara and
Crown of Amara.
Crown of Amara both are great games.
All right, and then for our final news, the Dice Tower Kickstarter is launching on Monday at noon. Come in and all kinds of cool things. Look at that cool graphic. We're really excited about it. Again, like I said, DicetowerKickstarter.com. You can sign up and you'll get notified so you don't forget.
Yes.
That, folks, is the news. All right, so today we're talking about our top 3 movies that are anticipated movies for the year 2023.
Which is this year.
This
It is.
year.
Here's the thing. So last year, I pointed out that, like, I don't think we did our top 3 movies that came out, and I didn't
Okay.
have any Marvel movies. And
Right.
in fact, all my movies were, if I remember correctly, original interesting movies. The problem is for anticipated movies, I don't always have that to go on.
Yeah.
So I end up picking sequels. So be warned. I'm not. My list is not going to be particularly innovative.
And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to straight up cheat because I had 5 in a pool. 2 of those 5 were sequels. So I'm not going to put those sequels in my list. I'm just going to say them now. Dune 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Man, what a cheater! What a loser!
So I do very much look forward to those, but I'm not putting them on my list because there's another reason. My 3 have a theme, which is very, very cool. I didn't
They
know
all
that
have
going
themes,
in.
Mike.
No.
They're
You're going to
movies.
see what I mean in a minute. I didn't realize until I started looking into this because I had no idea what movies were coming out this year. And my top 3 happened to be all...
All right, you're going first. Just give us your
Okay.
number 3.
So I'm just going to tell you right now, my top 3 are all about... They're kind of like biographies of actual people in history.
Oh, okay, I got you. I'm about to ruin your list. Okay, here we go. Number
All right.
1.
My number 3, because we're starting at 3,
The only one I know, I only know of 1 for sure.
and keep your mouth shut.
Man, I'm about to play hooky with your face.
My number 3
I don't know.
is a movie called Napoleon. About
Napoleon Dynamite?
It's about Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I don't know why they call it. No, it's about Napoleon Bonaparte, and it's being directed.
Napoleon.
It's being directed by Ridley Scott. Number 1. So I'm
Okay,
interested
all right,
right off
all
of
right.
that.
You are a
Also,
Ridley Scott
I'm also a historical
yeah.
buff, right? You know,
Yeah.
I taught history, but the actor playing Napoleon is Joaquin Phoenix. So I think he'll knock that out of the
Okay,
park.
good.
He's worked with Ridley Scott in Gladiator, among other things. So
Yes.
I think this is very
his
exciting
character
to
in
me.
Gladiator.
Well, yeah, right.
Napoleon's
You're
a
supposed
much
to.
better guy.
Right. Napoleon is definitely no.
I'll pick Napoleon over the Emperor in Gladiator.
Well, yeah, that's
Napoleon
true.
wasn't killing random people near him.
Well,
He wasn't hanging out with his. Okay, anyway.
anyway.
Wait
So
till you see
anyway,
the movie.
my number 3, Napoleon, Joaquin Phoenix in the starring role, directed by Ridley Scott. I'm in.
I'll make this easy. I'll go next, and then you go to you.
Okay, I'll just
my
probably.
number
Mine is
three-
probably yours. Go ahead.
No, because I don't. You're not as excited about my number 3 as I am. That is John Wick 4.
Oh no, I did not put that on the list.
When I saw this trailer in the movie theater, we went to see what the movie we were seeing. I was excited. I was like, yes! I don't know why each John Wick.
Yeah.
Well, I still like 2 better than 3, but I like this universe. They keep expanding it.
I have not seen any of the John Wick movies, and
John
there's no
Wick
good
has-
reason why. I like the concept.
Good action movies,
Yeah.
but John Wick has now become like they're turning into Transformers or like Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
Where they're like, we need to keep topping ourselves. So how about John Wick in a desert, riding a horse, shooting a Beretta, while grappling a plane midway through the. It's like,
And
okay,
a polar
guys.
bear? Can you put a polar bear in there too?
Yeah, right.
All right.
It's like, come on.
I'm
That
in.
being said, I like that. But the first John Wick is it's not. I wouldn't say simple revenge thing.
Yeah.
But it's a fairly.
It's a small
It's a
story,
much smaller
right?
Small movie
Yeah,
compared
yeah.
to the
John
2
Wick-
and 3. Yeah.
But 2 opens up a really cool universe. 3 expounds on that. I like this. I also like the bad guys in the John Wick movies. They do a
Okay.
really good
That's true.
job
That's
at
true.
making the bad guys interesting. They're bad, but they're not.
They're
I don't
bad
know,
guys you can enjoy. You can savor the bad guys.
Yeah.
Ooh,
They also
they're
have really
so bad.
cool henchmen.
Okay.
I like the henchmen. I think more. Like in the second movie, there was a deaf mute henchman that was really
Yeah.
cool, and in the third movie, there was a henchman who was like he admired John Wick. He's like, this is so cool.
That's kind of a neat
I
little
like
twist.
that.
Yeah.
That was just a fun concept. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right, Tom, this one's coming up on your list, I'm guessing. So my number 3 here is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It's not.
Quantum Mania.
It's my number 4.
That's
I only wanted
ridiculous.
I only wanted one Marvel movie on my list.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway, this I'll tell you what though, my opinion of Marvel right now and its current trends hinges on this movie.
That's kind of
Yeah,
why
I'm
that's
kinda with
kind of
you.
why I put it on the list.
This movie better restore my faith in Marvel.
That's
Yes.
what I'm thinking too, because there's a lot riding on this. Like the arc of Marvel movies, and let's not kid anyone here, they're a serial now. Like,
Yeah.
they're like episodic to a fault. A lot of the next, I don't know, the entire arc or phase or whatever they call them, rides on this. If they don't get me personally interested in this whole Kang jazz,
Right.
because the last few, man, they just not been on. They haven't been focused.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Used to be, it was like every movie gave you a
It was
little
also-
hint. It's like, oh, Thanos. Hey, remember Thanos? It all built.
These movies were also always events. They don't feel like events anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really don't.
So
They
we'll
need to
see.
get that back.
Yeah, if they can really nail this, make Kang a great bad guy, interesting. Yeah. The fact that Kang already has shown up.
Yeah.
But if you don't watch the TV shows, you don't know that. It just seems cheap. It cheapens that character a little bit, you know? So
Right.
we'll see. I got a lot riding on this one, like Tom says.
All right. Interesting. My number 2. So
Another historical figure.
all 3 of these, yeah. And my
Is
number
it a
1.
male or female?
It's actually all of these are male, which is anyway,
American or
American.
dead or alive?
Dead.
Well, no, they do biopics
No, I'm just
of
saying
people who are still
all
alive.
3 of these are long dead.
Time period.
I would say early 20th century.
Oppenheimer.
Warren
No.
Harding.
You're closer. You're much
Am I right?
closer.
I was
You're
just-
much closer. It's Martin Scorsese directing Leonardo DiCaprio as Theodore Roosevelt. The movie's called Roosevelt.
Really? I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, I hadn't
Leonardo
either.
DiCaprio playing Theodore Roosevelt?
And the interesting thing is they put a current picture of Leonardo DiCaprio next to a facial picture of, and they're not going to have to do a whole lot. Honestly, there is enough of a likeness that I'm like, whoa, okay, I can see this happening. And say what you want, Leonardo DiCaprio is obviously in tabloids a lot, but he's been a fantastic actor, in my opinion, from his earliest movies to his current movies. He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
Scorsese, I think, is if not the best living director in the mix. So, and another historical, and Theodore Roosevelt is an interesting, historical figure. So I'm all about it.
Huh. Okay. Look at Mike bringing class to our list.
Just
what would we do without him here? We'd be like, oh, comic books are fun.
Well, speaking of comic books, my number 2 is not Marvel. It's a DC movie.
Oh.
What?
Oh, I know what it is.
Aquaman?
What?
The new Shazam.
Yes. I love Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it might be the Aquaman coming.
No, I don't. Aquaman was...
I liked Aquaman.
Okay, popcorn movie.
Yeah.
I've never gone back and rewatched it.
Shazam is a serious piece of, yeah.
No, but Shazam has heart. Aquaman does not have heart. Aquaman just has...
Sharks with lasers, yeah.
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 Shazam was all about the family thing, and I really like that concept.
Okay.
And the trailer has me hopeful that they're just continuing right on. So that looks good. I wish the Black Adam movie had... I don't know, The Rock doesn't like Shazam or something, which is weird since he's the same character. I don't know if you've seen Black Adam.
Yeah.
Black Adam was a fine movie, but it also lacked heart. I like movies that have the heart, so that's why I like Shazam.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, my number 2 is a comic-inspired thing as well, but this is an animated movie, and it's the sequel to that animated Spider-Man movie. This was called Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Put this on my list.
You are a moron.
Wow, Tom hates Spider-Man.
Wow.
I did. I'm also very pumped about that.
The first one was insane. It was such a unique piece of filmmaking, and this new one, again, seems to continue that. I'm hoping that they go to wild, wacky new places.
Yeah.
Going across the Spider-Verse is going to let them do anything they want to, really. So, yeah, I'm really psyched for it.
Have you noticed that nobody has copied that style?
It's hard to do, I think.
Yeah, I bet. That's incredibly time-intensive,
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I kept taking my glasses. I'm like, it took a while to get used to it.
It does, actually. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, this movie makes me sick a little bit. Like the motion, it took some getting used to. So, yeah, that's a thing for sure.
I'm very much looking forward to that one, too, actually. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, my number 1 is, it's actually already been mentioned.
Yeah,
my number 1 is Oppenheimer. Look, I mean, written and directed by Christopher Nolan. I tend to like most of his movies.
Right.
And the cast is ridiculous. So I don't know how to pronounce the actor's first name. Cillian Murphy, or Cillian? Is it Cillian Murphy? I guess I should have known.
What's the plot of
But you've got Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Matt Damon, this incredible supporting cast. It's about the life of Oppenheimer, the inventor of the atomic bomb.
Okay, well, I know that. I know what he did. I'm saying, so it's his whole life. It's just like a biopic? Or is there like a period? That's what I was confused.
I don't know enough about it. I mean, I'm
assuming
sure
it's probably not him as a kid.
I'm assuming it's going to be focusing on, the because he's a very, conflicted.
That's a weighty movie.
Oh yeah, well he tends to do a lot of those types of movies, but I'm very much looking forward to it. So there's my number 1, Oppenheimer. Can't wait.
My number 1 was already mentioned by Cheater McCheaterson over here.
Yeah, it's mine too.
Guardians?
We have the same one, I think.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, that's crap.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm kind of interested in Guardians because now they've made it very clear over the past few months that this is kind of it for the Guardians.
No, unless it makes a lot of money, then we'll be back.
Yeah.
Well, some of them seem like they're saying goodbye. Like, what's his name?
Unless we make a lot of money, in case we'll be back. I don't believe him for a second. Again, it's just, there's no way. You're not going to leave money on the floor. If this movie makes $1.5 billion, they're like, you're coming back.
Right.
We'll throw you all the money in the world to come back.
That's fine.
And the raccoon.
But if they're acting, but they're not going to have James Gunn back.
Yeah. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
James
Gunn is like a one-trick pony.
It's a pretty good trick, though.
Yeah, it is, but it's like, I don't want to keep seeing the same trick.
I agree. Okay, so what I'm saying, though, is
this movie should not be on your list. That's what we're all saying.
Since everybody is assuming that this is going to happen, that this is the end, then the movie should act like it's going to be the end of a trilogy, which I think raises stakes and does some cool stuff, hopefully.
If everybody is not dead at the end of this movie, I'll feel personally insulted.
Correct.
Alrighty. Anyway,
Someone mentioned, Pete Shire mentioned in the chat here, Indiana Jones 5. So here's the thing. I would love for that to be what I want it to be and what I am pretty sure it's not going to be.
I don't know.
I saw the trailer. You saw the trailer?
I'm a little worried about this whole. I mean, I know that they've gotten much better at de-aging. I wish they had just made the movie about him at that age. Don't do this de-aging stuff unless they're coming at it from an angle that I'm completely not expecting. And I hope, again, I want to be wrong about this. I want that movie to be great because I love the characters so much.
All right. Well,
I'm worried about it for sure. That's weird when it starts to get to that point where it's like, we don't care you're 89.
Yeah.
We can make an action movie with you. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you're robbing people of something. You're robbing that actor, for one thing, of where they've gotten up to. It just seems weird, a little icky, you know? Anyway, no, my number one is the other one that you mentioned, Mike, Dune Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm psyched.
That is going to be an event movie for us.
Yeah,
We're all going to see it, right?
I'm both psyched and beyond terrified that they're going to fumble that. Because it was quick.
Yeah, but they were filming it at the same time.
I thought they weren't.
Oh, maybe they weren't. Maybe you're right. They wanted to see how well the first one did.
It was during the pen. Didn't it? The first one come out in 2020, or was it 21?
I think it was maybe 20.
Because it was one where Bonifer rented out the whole theater, and we all went to watch it because and we were all sitting in different corners of the theater.
Yeah, you're right.
That's true.
Man, I don't know. Anyway, I'm really, really psyched for this. I hope that the second part lives up to the first one.
I do too.
I hope they couple well. I hope that it feels like one long movie when you put them both together, and that, again, that it isn't fumbled.
I hope, the reason I put this on my list is because I'm excited to go see it and everything. It's just also, I know what's going to happen and stuff. I'm hoping there's more of an emphasis on the Harkonnens in this one, because they definitely did not.
Harkonnens.
Oh, Harkonnen, you're right. Sorry.
That's how they say it now.
The Harkonnen. Anyway, they barely touched on them in the first movie.
I agree. They better be more fun bad guys.
And they haven't introduced Sting's character, whoever that is.
It is Sting again.
Yeah,
they
Sting's coming back.
him.
They de-aged.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I would still go watch it. I would be super
Anyway, that's my number one.
All right.
Also, Barbie. That's my honorable mention. Barbie.
Let's keep moving. Barbie.
Hi everybody, I'm Joey.
And I'm Alex.
And we are back with another episode of Shelf Storage Yourself.
Yes, we are.
We pretty much take a game off the shelf as opposed to off the press.
Yep.
So today we're taking a look at a 2018 game. Is it 2018?
It is 2018 by Keymaster Games.
Yes, and that is Space Park.
Yes.
This has been sitting not just on our shelf, but it's been on our shelf in our game room. Like we have different shelves around our house, but this one has actually been sitting in our game room. And
the idea being that if it's in the game room, we play it more often than just another shelf.
This one, Keymaster, you probably know, I think they made Campy Creatures.
And they also made Parks.
They also made Parks, which a lot of people say kind of replaced this one.
Yeah.
And Parks has so many different types that came out, expansions and all this.
Yeah.
So this has kind of been forgotten a little bit. And this one intrigued us because the artwork on it is incredible.
Yeah, I like the sci-fi kind of theme to it a lot better than I did like the Parks theme per se.
Right, and then the spaceships themselves, those are what kind of, we saw this first time at Gen Con, I think in 2018. And the spaceships actually just attracted us to looking at it.
Yeah, the marker that goes around looks great. Yeah.
And it's pretty much, it's kind of resource management type thing, and you're going to kind of move around. It's a very quick game, and as your ship leaves, you activate different areas that you leave, and you get different jewels, and it's really fun. There's a controller that can move someone around.
It's very easy. It's the first person to get to 20 points wins the game, so it's very easy to get the points.
Right.
So I really like this game because it's fun, easy, quick, a great end of the night game.
Exactly, and a lot of people do say that Parks and this are similar. I don't see many similarities at all. I don't see how Parks could replace this. I think this is a simpler game, and it's extremely easy to teach.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great, entry, like gateway game, all of that kind of stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, and even for gamers, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think for gamers and end of the night game, this is perfect.
Right, because this is one that we bring out if people aren't ready to leave and they're ready to go at it.
Yeah.
So Space Park now, of course, what we do here is we don't not give you a rating, but more of a shelf, storage, or sell. If this is going to stay, if this is one you should look at or not, because it is 4 to 5 years old right now.
Yeah, it is. It's a little older. Yeah.
So, okay, so shelf, storage, or sell for Space Park.
I'm going to sell it.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason is because there are other games that I'm going to play above this one.
Like End of the Night?
End of the Night game, I'm going to play Splendor, I'm going to play Camel Up, I'm going to play, I wrote down another one, Flip Ships. I'm going to play those games over this one. And that's the reason why this game has been moved out of our game room into one of the other shelves in our house, and it has stayed there for a very long time. For exactly that reason, which is why I'm selling it.
Okay, so.
Yeah, what about you?
Okay, Flip Ships, first of all, is a great game.
Yeah.
And Space Invaders and all that, but it's a lot of setup.
It is, but it's a great end of the night game.
This one, I think I would keep it. And
really?
Because I just think the spaceships on this are that good looking. The artwork is incredible, and it's very simple to move around. And it's a fun, very light game.
Really?
Yeah. So
this is awkward.
Anyway, yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do about this game.
So
Stay
really,
tuned.
So Space Park.
Yes.
If you played it, let me know what you think. I'd like to hear.
It's a great game. I do really like this game.
If you haven't played it, if you love sci-fi, this is it. This is like retro Forbidden Planet type of sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, the theme, the artwork, everything is so.
Yeah.
Keymaster Games, they hit out of the park with Space Park.
They did.
See what I did?
Hey, that was a good
That
one.
wasn't planned.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Awkward. Okay. All right. Hey, thanks, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, folks. One piece of news we didn't put in the news was the fact that, and this is like negative news, but it's a fact, is the company that made the Dropbox.
Dropmix.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Dropmix, not Dropbox.
Wasn't it Mattel?
It was not. I forget who made Dropmix exactly.
I thought it was one of the big ones like Mattel, but
Well, you know what? I can pull it up.
There
on here.
we
why don't you go ahead and put your glasses on. You're
Let's,
gonna need your glasses.
Yeah, good point. I do need the glasses. All right, so
Okay.
hey,
There it is, Barbie.
Barbie. I stopped on that one. So anyway, Dropmix is removing their app from the App Store. Epic owns Harmonix. Well, that's the
Harmonix.
Yeah, sorry. They decided they were going to drop. They're pulling out. They're actually pulling off a lot of their services here. Unreal Tournament.
Well, a lot of their
Dance
guitar,
Central.
whatever that stuff is called. Yeah, Harmonix did one of the two, Guitar Hero or Rock Band.
Yeah, I can't remember
I forget which is theirs. But
So if you've never played Dropmix, it's a pretty terrible game.
whoa.
It is, but it's a cool device.
Yeah, it's
So it's
fun.
this device that you put these cards on, and depending where you put the card, it would play a beat of a popular song. That, at least I'm told, many of them are popular songs by my kids, and then it would mix them together, and it worked really well.
They had
really
little
cool.
chips in the cards that would allow the machine to recognize what the
Right.
Yeah.
But the
That's
game
neat.
you played was very Uno-esque.
Yes.
It's fine. In fact, I literally played it 2 weeks ago because we're moving, and I'm pulling stuff out. I'm like, "Hey, Dropmix, you girls never played it," and I played it with my younger kids.
Yeah.
They loved it.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But so now the app is off the store. Now, if you already have the app, you can play with the app. But as soon as this happened, definitely people going, see, now there's a board game that if you bought Dropmix right now, it's worthless. It is worthless in the box. And that's true. So are these people who talk about the app thing right?
That's the general topic here. No, and it's interesting. There was also that miniatures game within the last however many 5 years. Remember that one?
Gollum Arcana?
Gollum Arcana that had a similar thing where, the game is I think not playable at this point.
Okay.
I think that's the case. It's a tricky situation. I love if you can have an option for something to be locally downloaded, so that you have access to it at any point. That would be great. Like we were just talking, we just did a review that went up yesterday for a board game called Lands of Galzer. And it has a web application that runs the story element. it's constantly being updated, so you can just leave it on the website and you go visit it, that's fine. But if you want to download it to your device, you can do that, and then you have access to it as long as you've got that device.
Right, you'll be offline and
Right.
enjoy it, right.
That's not always an option, but if you can do that, that's nice. You know, this isn't a board game only thing, right? There's music implications.
Sure.
If you have your music digitally and you buy it maybe from the Apple Store, you don't really own that. You know what I mean? It can be taken away. So,
Yeah, they just have started. I forget what service. I was looking at something, and there's now like a legacy feature of whatever it was, and I can't remember. It was either video games, music, or something where I can be like, here's who I designate gets this if anything happens to me.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
And that's going to happen more and more. So the biggest reason that Drop Mix is off the store has nothing to do with the app as much as it does with music. They have to keep paying royalties on that
Sure,
music.
sure.
So if they're not making any money, they need to stop it.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to run into that problem with most apps, but still an app can, and they will disappear. That being said, most apps of renowned publishers in the board game industry have publicly stated that if they ever decide they're going to delist the app, they'll make it available for people to get on their own.
Open
So
source,
Renegade
yeah.
has said this, for example, with my father's work. Restoration Games went so far as to pick Jeff Engelstein, give him the keys of the
Yeah,
code,
yeah.
and are like, if we ever just fall apart, he'll make it public, like a
Yeah.
Dropbox of just, hey, it's going to show up,
Right.
whatever. And most of the companies who make apps have said that. Now, does that mean that will happen? It might not. My philosophy is, if I play a game a certain amount of times, I don't know, 5-10 times, I got my money's worth anyway. So I'm not going to not play an app game because it might not work 10 years down the road.
Right.
I agree with you on that point. I'm not going to not play that game because it might shutter its doors down the road. But I'm definitely less nonchalant about losing key parts of something I purchased. I don't like the idea of kind of owning something I paid money for,
Right.
It's not affected me in a tremendous way yet. Actually, the only time I can think of it, and somebody kind of mentioned something about video games a moment ago there. It's I got an app on the iPad of some cyberpunk game, and then it was delisted.
Yeah.
I had it for like a week, and then it was gone. So there goes $9.99 for something I can't have anymore. So yeah, I'm not a fan
That one
of
you
that.
might be able to dispute, I would.
I don't. It's been a while, but whatever. I mean, the point being, it's going to happen. These things are going to happen. So I don't love the idea of these things going away. The choice then falls on you. Do you want to deprive yourself of experiences that might be innovative, might be interesting, engaging, open up your eyes to something new, because it might not be available to you down the road in 2, 5, 10 years?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to deny myself that pleasure, right? And I'll just suck it up if it does go away. I might be over it by then, too, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's not great. And I wish there was a better way to do that. I wish there was an entity that took care of it. Like we have the ratings board for video games. Who every video game gets a rating on the box. Where are where's the archivist branch?
The Smithsonian, honestly, should have a branch that's dedicated to that, because they do that with books.
Right. So
Yeah, and old video games even. I mean, a lot of those, there's a little bit of like gray area with the legality of some of these ROMs. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, okay, well, I bought this Commodore 64 floppy disk back in the 80s, right? Do I have now rights to that ROM? You know what I mean? There's all these kind of weird ethical questions as well. I'm kind of in the middle on this whole thing in the sense that I'm not going to avoid a game just because it has an app integration. However, that being said, if I'm buying a game for the Switch, I'm almost always going to get the physical little cartridge rather than the online. Almost always.
Okay, well, we got to be careful, because that can lead us down to almost a different situation. Like, do you do that with your music too? Do you own CDs of all your music?
I don't, because I've gone down the rabbit hole of Apple Music.
you rent your music.
I rent my music, and I look at it that way. Like, the vast majority of my music collection now is only as long as I continue to pay the subscription price.
Okay, and that's same for me on Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify's my music.
That is different, though. You are renting music.
You are.
If you buy a video game electronically, you
should
bought
own it.
it.
Yeah.
But until they say, hey, look at that, it's gone. Mm-hmm. It's different.
Has there been indications of the big companies, Nintendo, Xbox, saying games are gone that you've purchased?
I think very small occasions. It's
I guess that's
happened,
where I'm at, because I'm definitely seeing there's comments on it, and that's why I don't play app games or whatever. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Again, I agree with Z, and hey, I'd rather get my joy now. But I'm telling you, I just can't allow myself to worry about the woulda, coulda, shouldas.
Sure.
When I'm getting to play awesome games. I think app integration in games, I love it. I really do. I think Return of Dark Tower is an amazing mix of an app and a board game. I think Destinies, The Lucky Duck, Chronicles of Crime. There's so much fun to do that. Mm-hmm. And they're not taking over board gaming. We were just talking about this because we're about to go on Dice Tower Cruise. So a lot of people won't have internet.
Yeah.
So if you're going to play apps for some of these games, you need to download them before the cruise. We're going to make a list of games in the Dice Tower library, which has 2,000, and I think we have 10 or less games that you need to do this for.
Right.
And that's what so I think a lot of the arguments and yelling about this is almost like, then if you said, I'm never going to play an app game, you can still have a very happy board gaming
for
life.
sure. It's a small segment of the board gaming hobby.
These things are not going to take over anytime soon, if ever, so it's not really a problem,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then again, Brian points out a good thing. People pay $1,000 for phones with built-in obsolescence of about 4 years, and that is the case.
Yeah, it's planned obsolescence. I mean,
it really is.
That is a thing.
And I know someone's be like, I sold my flip phone from 1992. Great, but for most people, this Mac that I have here is an amazing piece of machinery. It's the best computer we've ever got. These new Macs we got are like outstanding.
Top of the line.
I will not think that in 4 years.
No, of course.
I know this because I have a white brick at my house that we're trying to get pictures off of.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did I ever think this was awesome?
Sure.
And our cars. As soon as you buy a car,
it devalues right away.
You can do this, and you can argue every point like, no. But in life, that's how things work. I just think it's silly to get worked up over it, especially as there's an easy fix of you just not doing it.
Sure.
But just don't get in my case. I find it tiresome every time we talk about a game with an app, a bunch of people coming in telling us how dumb it is.
It's pretty much never the case where someone doesn't say something. That was a bad way of phrasing that. Every time we review a game with an app integration, it is addressed in the comments. Right. Like every time. So.
But again, it's a minor part of the hobby as a whole, and these things are going to happen. It'd be like me cruising the internet looking for any time a game is made with anthropomorphic cats and be like, this is unrealistic and I hate it. Yeah, but also, how many games are there with anthropomorphic cats? Probably more than app games, actually.
Probably right.
But, I just don't like that, then I don't play those. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I did read about a few people who bought Drop Mix like a couple weeks ago, and for those people, I'm very sorry.
That is not cool,
And actually, I was literally, I got it out, played it with the kids, I'm like, and now we box it up, and we're going to sell it to someone, and now I threw it away. Because what do you do?
Yeah. I'll give you $20.
That is one time it's happened to me.
Yeah.
So I can live with those odds. All right. I think that's it for Board Game Smorgasbord. Now, today at 2 o'clock, Roy, Chris, Wendy, and Camilla are going to be talking about their 10 most anticipated games coming out in 2023. I've looked at Roy's list. It's good. It's a good list.
I've looked at all the lists. I put together the PowerPoint.
I've looked at none of the lists.
Well, you'll find out what those games are. We'll see you then. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
I'm Z Garcia.
Have fun. Drop in the mix.
Yeah.